My name is Wes Winkle, and I'm the president of the Canadian Arms and Ammunition Association. We have a volunteer board of directors, and I represent over 4,100 licensed businesses in Canada, as well as over 40,000 employees. We have a 2018 study generated that shows that we have an $8.5 billion economic impact to our country's economy, and 2.6 billion of that is involved in sports shooting. Bill C-21, as currently constructed, gives us the danger of losing another 20%. We lost 20% in the May 1st order in council, and with the handgun freeze and the airgun prohibitions, we could be looking at a total of over 30%. This could lead to over 15,000 jobs lost in Canada. Businesses in Canada have invested millions of dollars to adhere to the strict regulations and the strict regulatory environment already imposed, and have done a great job in keeping hands out of the criminal element. Over 90% of handguns used in crimes are done through criminal means and are not sourced legally. The Canadian Association of Police Chiefs has denounced the handgun transfer freeze and says that it will not have an impact on crime guns in Canada, and we believe that to decimate our whole industry is a mistake. It is virtually impossible for our industry to keep up with the speed and volume of regulation changes that have been coming our way, and we've spent countless hours training staff and trying to remain up to date in our regulatory environment. We request some compromise and some relief inside Bill C-21 and in the current regulations. We've been asking for a change of the replica definition as previously discussed by the airgun industry. We're looking for the committee to consult the airgun industry and to find a way to identify firearms for law enforcement to ensure that they are differentiated from real live firearms. And again, recommend the implementation of the 18-year-old guideline for purchase. We request that the remove the transfer freeze for individuals on handguns. Canada has probably the largest vetted and legal handgun ownership in the world. These sport shooters conduct their sport at ranges safely and provide no risk to the Canadian public. We have many participants that operate this in a safe environment, and the businesses ensure that these firearms only reach the hands of those licensed individuals. We're requesting that the government not cease the sale of firearms to these licensed vetted individuals, but rather find an alternative method to restrict ownership and to keep those vetted individuals available to purchase and stay in our sport. There's a possibility of capping licenses, but ensuring that we can continue to sell and trade current firearms amongst ourselves. We also ask that this committee look at respecting all competition shooters with the same exceptions as Olympic target shooters. We have sports as in international competitions such as Single Action Shooting Society or SAS, international practical shooting competitions such as IPSC and IDPA. These are internationally recognized shooting competitions with trained shooters that have dedicated their lives to their sport. They conduct it in a safe manner. They've always adhered to the government regulations, and there is no need to attack this community due to certain guns used in the criminal element. Furthermore, our businesses are asking that the government remove the downgrade of classification of firearms inside Bill C-21. By definition, the government has declared certain firearms a higher risk to society by labeling them as restricted and prohibited, and it makes no sense why the government would want us to stop downgrading these firearms. If they have deemed that the public safety is enhanced by changing the firearms from prohibited to restricted, why would we want to limit that? Businesses have spent thousands of dollars training gunsmiths and investing in equipment to produce equipment to ensure that these firearms get downgraded successfully and safely. There is no need at this point to restrict that. Furthermore, there's 3 more items discussed in the bottom of the regulatory amendments with an intention to be done by order in council. And we request more clarity on these things before they're brought in and a high level of consultation with the industry. First and foremost, on the magazine restriction intentions, to limit all firearms to 5 rounds or less would be a nearly impossible situation for the industry to conduct business.
Excuse me, if you could wrap up quickly. Thank you.
Yes. And we would also ask that that they look at those regulations closely and to consult with industry. Same with the firearms marking regulations and the enhanced security measures for storage. Thank you very much. And we are free to answer questions at any time.
Great. Thank you, and thank you all. We'll start our round of